Yo, captured. What up, man? If you're still there. Hmm. I'm okay. How are you doing? Okay, so right now I'm gonna have the scoreboard of the England game, but honestly, the Croatia Ghana game interests me more because you would think England should be able to walk out comfortable winners here against Panama. Okay. Hmm. All right. They were just showing that Panama is like in their world they've made this is their second World Cup that they've made, and then um anyways, they're 0-5. They have no wins, no draws even so far in their World Cup history. Only five losses. So they'll be playing, if for nothing else, than try to get their country's first World Cup win. You're good, want to play a game? Dude, wow. Yep, that's a tell as old as time, honestly. It's a tell as old as time. You know that's how I feel like almost every day basically. Okay, what are we doing? I think I'm gonna play a public lobby real quick while I wait on people to potentially join. I don't know if I have open mic on. I hope not. We'll see. I hate how you have to alt tab. Yo, do you have a Mecca Chameleon? You're welcome to play with us if you want. If you have it. Once I make a private lobby. Okay, paint mode. Oh, I gotta remember how to do this quickly. Dude, oh. Yeah, this is gonna be spotted so quick. Okay, how do you like go metal? Okay, here we go. Some metallic. This is terrible, but we're doing it. First one of the day, you know what I mean? That looks nothing like it. Hold on, what if I can pivot? Oh, better idea. Hold on. Oh, we're chalk. Wow, this search time is massive. They have, what is that? 68 minutes or whatever? 6 minutes? Yeah, we have 2 minutes to hide or something, and they have 6 minutes to find us. I guess it is only one hunter. Wait, what did I just do? What does Q do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like I got plenty of games and nothing seems interesting me. What's the next GTA Online DLC supposed to be? Oh, dude, 6 minutes. And they have, well, I guess this guy doesn't realize it, but they're playing the game mode. I think it's called Hunter. But basically, once you get shot in game, you become one of the hunters. I think it's called Infected, actually. Yeah, and that's how I always feel captured. That's why the backlog is so extensive, and I've been like trying to focus on getting like Ghost of Tsushima beat and stuff like that. My only thing about the Infected is like, okay, never mind. I can't. I thought for a second I was gonna be able to cycle to my, like, okay, currently I have a couple teammates. They're the people also hiding. And in the other mode I can cycle and look at where they're hiding. And I was like, that's kind of lame. Then you become a hunter and you can just know where they're at, but I see it now. Wow, how was that not considered too blocked? On a wing and a prayer. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Hey, this is 6 minutes is just obscene. Now I know there's a lot of places to hide, but this commercial's funny. It's Latin and it says, "Passing, don't. Passing. Passes are seriously stupid. I need goals." Well, how else are you going to get the ball if you don't get a pass to you there, Zlatan? No way I'm the last alive. See, here's my thing. I feel like if I could get good at painting, I might be a phenom in this game. Because my mind can think of good spots. I just normally don't feel like I disguise myself well. But it's like sometimes they might not even look. Now, granted, they still have a minute and a half. But the fact that, like, what was that one map? Oh, the Backrooms map where I hit up on like the concrete highway thing. This is, I mean, this is designed for the hunters to win, basically, right? Like, it's infected, 6 minutes, and forced haunting. But like this paint job is terrible. Dude, the force taunt's gonna get me. The force taunt's gonna get me. Oh my goodness. I, this is the problem with the public lobby. Hold on, let me. Still the game. I thought the game started at 4. I guess it starts at 4:30. Here's where my coverage is. Hmm. Maybe I just create a server that's a public one. No way. Oh, dude, they're gonna. I don't know what Zlatan just said because I don't have audio into the game right now. But the fact that they cut to Rebecca Lowe and she's like almost like blushing, and then she's like she like bites the pen, and I don't know. I feel like hashtag flirt, but she's married. I don't. This is weird. So there's been a lot of talk about how like Thierry Henry and Zlatan have almost kind of like bullied Alexi Lawless, and as an American soccer fan for all this time, at first it's like yeah, hell yeah, we've been bullying Alexi Lawless and he hasn't cared and he hasn't improved and all of this, but it's almost gotten to the point where I'm starting to feel bad for him. And right here, Zlatan was like almost like condescendingly was like, "I got a question for you, my friend." And he's like, "Yeah, shoot." And then he's like, "What's your prediction for the game?" And it's almost like, and of course, if you get your prediction wrong, which more than often is your anybody's going, it's going to happen. And it's almost like he's trying to set him up to look bad. Yo, what up, Blue Jay? You know what I mean? Like he's just trying to. Like I've never been a big believer in measuring somebody's ball knowledge exclusive, especially not exclusively based on their what's it called? Like their ability to predict an outcome of a match. Okay, we do need to make that a little shorter. A little shorter. Go users. Wow, same wavelength. Same wavelength. Um yeah, I think because it's like 25 seconds. I don't. We can either get a new one that's shorter, or I can go and just shorten that and find like the best 8 seconds of those 25, whether it's in the middle or 3/4 of the way through. But yeah, I was just literally thinking the same thing. Um, and there's uh, one other person's entrance is a little too long that I need to just trim down. Okay, sorry, had to make a little pinned message. A little pinned message. Minus me forgetting to remove the background of the badge. I think I popped off with that NBA Finals one. That shit looks rowdy. I'm looking forward to doing it year on year, where the numbers like 26 or 27, 2 and 7, 2 and 8, 2 and 9 are the different teams' colors. I wonder if I can load in by myself just to practice painting. Okay, in fairness to that person, I guess our search time or the basics 300. All he added was 1 extra minute. Okay, hold on. Actually, let me set it. Dude, one super annoying thing about this game is if you go to type in one of these boxes and then you take your hand off your mouse to go to your keyboard, it'll like leave. The cursor will get moved, and then you're not typing in anything, and then you got to go. I don't know. Whee! Dude, the running with the arms up is so good. Whee! Yo, what up, Paisley? Get in here. When do you go to your cousin's graduation party? Thomas Partey. Oh yeah, what am I doing? It's all about practicing, and I'm just running around. Dude, painting's hard. I'm leaving in an hour. Also, my mom volunteered me to bartend. I just found out. Ooh, you know how to serve up a cocktail? You know how to whip up a little tumbler? A little Negroni or something? Old fashioned for me? You might have time for a round or two. Let's go. You're cute maxing, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Too bad we can't, like, I guess we can find. It would be cool if we can join a party and then I find us a server and it loads us both in, but I guess we can both just find the same public one. One thing I wish it showed here is some of those other settings, like how long is the search time for. I think my biggest one I would want to see is force taunt on and how frequently. Yo, kind of good at them. Find lobby 343574. 3574. Unpin this message. 574. Oh wait. And the other thing is I don't see a way to check that. Okay, apparently that's not considered block. 2 blocks. Actually, don't go to this lobby. We're gonna find a different lobby. Because they just started. Okay, I'm actually redoing that. So the lobby is called World Cup Peepin'. Wait, you can make like a duplicate? My question is, can you go ahead and paint yourself fully, and then when you leave the duplicate, are you leaving a painted one? It's like a Mysterio or Multiple Man. Yeah, can't you? You go to find servers and then find public server, or no? And there's no like search bar to type in the lobby name? Hmm. Does that mean other people can't find it? If so, not ideal. I really need to practice painting. Since you don't have much time, and I know I'm everywhere with this, but maybe we should have just went to a random one. Ooh, this shot of, dude, look how gorgeous it looks out there on the West Coast right now. I messaged Lux to see if he wanted to play. Ooh, clusterfuck 9,000. Yo, big time, LA. One of the host cities for this World Cup. And then in 2 years, Los Angeles hosts the Olympics. And that's going to be like all on the Los Angeles area. That's not one of the. Oh, nice pancakes. Hey. Um. Um. But yeah. What's interesting is like the World Cup, a whole country hosts, many different host cities. Olympics, it's one city. Oh, there's some people. Oh no, never mind. Y'all are cloning. You got Olympic tickets? What I'm gonna be curious is where are some of the events gonna be held? Like, um, because for those that don't know, the way the Olympics work is it's one city as opposed to a country, but then you'll like outsource certain events if like um so like for example during the last time America hosted the Olympics was in 1996 when Atlanta did it, and the soccer portion of the Olympics, men and women's, were not held in Atlanta. They were held in Athens, Georgia, at the University of Georgia, and they played their games at Sanford Stadium. Which we got a little lobby here. One hunter wait time will go 90. Dude, I hate that. Search time 30, answer time. Okay, yeah. World Cup, whole country does it. Olympics, one city, but sometimes you have to have events in other cities just because, nature. So in 96, Athens held some of this stuff for the Olympics because it couldn't be in Atlanta. So with the Los Angeles one, obviously the like surfing portion of the Olympics will be held in, I don't know, Huntington Beach or somewhere, up in Malibu or whatever. So it won't actually be in like Los Angeles city. And so some of the other events, I'm curious where they're gonna be held at. Like, oh, I gotta find a spot and go. And like how much? So for again, the University of Georgia helped out for that Olympics by hosting. I'm sure Georgia Tech probably did some stuff too. So does UCLA? Does Southern Cal? How much do they get involved in it all? All right, how do I get that little shiny gloss? Little shiny gloss. I need a little shimmer, a little shine, a little shimmer. Oh, that does not look what we want. I might as well just not have the white. I'm getting a little gloss there. Oh, we got a little natural reflection now. It might not be enough. It's just a little too dark, isn't it? Fuck. Whatever. For example, the sailing stuff is in Long Beach. Yep. Okay, that was another good one. So they've already announced some of that stuff. Obviously, they've had to start building certain facilities potentially in certain areas. Oh, that's a great shot of MetLife Stadium, aka New Jersey Stadium, and then Manhattan, way over there across the Hudson. Maybe that actually isn't. That might not be Manhattan. Not enough skyscrapers. I don't know. It's a cool shot though of what they know as the tri-state area. No screen peeking. I mean, it's not terrible. I need a little more black where it's gray, but then when I started to make more of it black, I thought it became too gray. Oh, she's got me. She's got me for sure. Oh, yeah, too small of a trash bag. He's like, no one's gonna take their trash out with only that little bit. Again, hopefully, as this game keeps evolving, they add a minimum kind of like a profile page. And you can see just, you know, generic stats like total matches played. And ideally, if it broke it down into game mode too, like basic, infected, whatever. Oh, you can go third person now? Just total matches played would be cool. And then, me being a stats guy, I would love a little advanced metrics too. But if we just kept it at simple stats, just like matches played, as hider, not being found. What was the other one I talked about? Oh, see that missed spot ranking? Your lifetime, so just 4 stats would be cool. Total matches played, your like percentage of either your like win percentage, and then if it broke it down and whether you're hunter or hider would be dope. And then your lifetime miss spot rank number, like it will eventually be like 1.3 mil, 1.7 mil, 180,000, and then maybe also your miss spot ranking per match. Honestly, haven't really been looking. I've been a terrible hunter since transitioning. Wow, sorry. Damn. No, you were so close. I mean, that was another example of what I was talking about earlier where it's like, I feel like I can pick spots really well. Like a really good idea on where to hide. The problem is not a good painter and like blending myself in. Oh my god. Wait, did he get caught? Okay, dude, the idea though. I respect the idea of trying to make himself look like a camera, dude. That's so good. Okay, answered check time. That can go a little lower. 25. Number of hunters. I did leave it on infection accidentally. Okay. Let's do basic. Hunter wait time 90 seconds. Search time 300. 2 hunters, question mark? How many people are in this lobby? 9? Okay, yeah. 2, 7. Okay, thank you for running that one. Sorry I shot you. I mean, it was impossible to miss. The angle I approached you at, it was impossible not to see you. And it doesn't say names. If it showed names, I might have, don't quote me on this, but I might have just pretended like I didn't see you, but... Alright, I'm gonna do what Lux did. I feel like I'm moving slow as shit. How do you even get up there? Oh, you gotta like dry hump it, huh? Wait, how did he do that? Oh, Lux has been practicing, huh? No, I want to go on the other side. Control. Nope. Dude. Dude, this is harder than it looks. You know how often this game makes me rotate when I don't want to? And then now, when I want to, it won't let me? Yeah, I gotta love spending your whole time fucking jiggling your dick. Please. Okay. Auto. Okay, that's fine. Paint. Big time. Timmy Jim. Joni, don't lose your number. Dude, okay, I will say that now that I've evolved to the point of being able to add some shine, a little metallic shine on your boy, I do feel like I've gotten a little bit better as a painter. I really just need to make the angle that they'll see me at for the most part. Ooh, Pancake's a cheeky little spot. Oh my god, how is that not? Dude. Dude. I don't understand how that's not considered as too much of your body blocked. You know that there's got to be a Reddit on this already, and people have all. Oh, that's pretty good. I like the little designs he did. You just know that there are people who have already been like best spots to hide that don't like you're cheesing, but like the game doesn't count it as cheesing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I want to go back to my character real quick. What happens if I clone when I do Q? Oh, I'm a little too low for my liking. I love how they consider me like cheesing. But some of the other spots weren't, huh? Yeah, I feel bad for old Mosimo here. He was supposed to have a hunting teammate. I think I'm gonna do infected more often than not for that purpose, just in case like a hunter quits or DCs or whatever happens. I'm also gonna. This is where the coverage is. We're about to get kickoff here. We got a moment of silence for the victims in Venezuela. Damn, yeah, this is harsh. Although the game's about to start, so I don't know how much I'm going to be even focusing on Meccha Chameleon. Yo, that's wow, his brickwork. Nah, Pancake's cooked. Pancake's cooked. Like the detail is insane. Okay, let's go back to this. We're gonna start with one hunter. Search time. Maybe I see what 6 minutes doesn't seem as bad anymore. Let's go 75 and keep it at 300. I like how 2 people joined in the last couple seconds to make it a little bit more full lobby. Love that. Yo, my chair is for real gonna break. England's in red, I think. Is that right? Panama's in white? That's trippy. Okay, if they look at me from the side, they're 100% gonna see your boy. But this is about practicing painting. Okay, and then wow. Okay, I had much less time to paint than I thought. I'm about to be found so fast. I got no like grizzle in my paint right now. Oh, how do we even go about texturing it like that? New theme? Oh, I don't know. No, we don't want metallic. More roughness? I gotta be rougher. Noted. Dude. How do you add texture? Like, that's why Pancake's cooked so much on his last one, I feel like. Because it wasn't just the line that he got spot on, but it was the, Oh yeah, I should have not been painting that late and with him right next to me. I gotta look for where the hunters are before I start painting. It was how, like, well, the brick, that, like, the powdery look almost. I feel like people love to hide on the pipes. As a hunter, can you climb? Oh, you can. Oh. Ah. All right, England versus Panama. Ghana and Croatia. I need to pull up on my other TV. Honest, this is also where I need 2 earbuds in. So I can hear where the actual, oh, that's a lovely chest control from Jude Bellingham, and then good defending in the end by the Panamanian. Where I can hear where the taunting's coming from. How would I talk if I wanted to? Hello? Hello? Does anyone hear me? Y'all hear me? Okay, I feel like 300 seconds is too long and infected.
We can hear. Hello?
Hello, thank you. Good comms, appreciate it.
You cannot find me.
Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking.
Me?
Yeah,
Saudi.
where?
Saudi.
Nice. Sorry, it was hard to hear with the whistling over you.
Tricky Mark. Wallah, how you cannot see me on?
Uh-oh.
You cannot see?
Oh. Damn. Yo, a couple rounds ago, Mosa, I loved your idea of trying to make yourself look like a cam, like a security camera. That was very cheeky. Okay, I said maybe I needed to turn down the seconds, but somebody's putting on a clinic. Where are all the cinder blocks at? No! Where? Oh. Wow, well done. Dude. Oh my, I didn't even know you could do that. Insane. Did y'all see that? My man was inside the vending machine. Okay, England with a corner here. Damn, it is pouring rain in New Jersey right now, but England's with their second corner. Oh, what are you doing, Saka? Was that blocked? Nope. I like how he got the start, though, over Madueke. And Rashford starting. Oh, hold on. Sorry, let me start the next match. Ah. Wow, he made a lot of changes. He actually brought Declan Rice out, although Declan was on a yellow, so that makes sense. And Morgan Rogers is getting the start. I fuck with that. I fuck with that heavy. I fuck with that. Ooh, I'm going to copy Ellie's. Oh, that's probably the benefit of duplicating yourself, I see. To make it look like there's 2 versions of it natively. So nothing's sticking out as much. Oh shit, I'm still unmuted. My bad, guys. Talking to chat. Dude, I spend all my fucking time just wiggling. Ah. Dude, I'm so bummed. I'm so bad at this. How do you get the grizzleness though, man? Yeah, I wish I could say I came up with this organically, but in a community that I'm a member of, somebody named Ellie, she came up, she did this, and I was like, that's so good. But she made hers look so much better. Okay, we're okay now. We're okay. Hold on, let's just go here. Now, this would be where duplicating could be helpful, I think. By making, dupe. Okay, hold on, I want to make a clone. Oh, wait, I gotta leave this. Hold on, boom, clone. Please don't see me. Boom. Okay. Now, it's not, you know what I mean? Oh, maybe I got another chance. Hold on. Do I risk wiggling it? No, we're okay. That's the benefit. Did they just add the little, cloning thing? I kind of thought it was a part of a different mode I accidentally clicked on, but... in situations where you have, a great spot, but it's like, oh, but that's the only pumpkin in the area or whatever. Well, that doesn't make sense. You can, make a second pumpkin, and then they're just like, that's native. I do think 300 seconds might be too... I know they won, Hiders won last time, but... yes, I want to profile total matches played, total, or your, win percentage, or, total times won, and as each side would be very helpful. Your, missed spot ranking would be dope. Cute maxing. Oh my god. Arian Gate just literally put his gun inside me. I just wish I could figure out, so I finally have figured out how to kind of add that metallic sheen, right? The next thing I need to do is find out how to make it look grizzled, bricked up. All bricked up and stuff. Okay, also, apparently you can, customize your character when you're the hunter. Look at this guy. He looks like Mr. Popo with that hat. But, yeah, so if they have that ability, surely they'll add, a stats profile thing eventually, right? Okay, we have my Croatia, Ghana up over here, England, Panama, last day of the 2026 group stage. Caribbean Queen. Yo, you can paint yourself in the hunter lobby? What do you mean? Oh, wait. What do you mean? Hold on. When you're waiting as the hiders are hiding in that, minute and a half? Or do you just mean, while you're waiting to start a match and even before that? I love that, so, I have it showing where the hunters can see the missed spot ranking. But I like how it only updates every so often. So if you're moving around a decent amount, it's kind of hard to, exactly know where you were looking at. 20 seconds ago, 8 seconds ago, 30, or, you know, whenever the gap is, the interval. Oh, okay, great comms. I'm gonna use that as a chance to try to practice for sure. Caribbean Queen. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? We did it! He had his gun inside of me! Shout out Ellie for this idea. Ooh, bro, cooked. With the little duplicate too? With the little doopy doop? Again, I wish I could have made it more, you know, earthy looking, but we'll take it. We will take it. Caribbean Queen. No one's gonna give me a thumbs up? Oh, wait, dude. Okay, I'm actually gonna back out of this though. I wanna, can I make somebody else the leader? Caribbean Queen. You can, I'll take it. If not, oh well. How? Okay, well, the guy who said he was gonna do it, it just bounced. Oh, yo. Yo, how do I give somebody the host? Does anyone know? Was that, did you actually try to say something, or did you just go like, blah, blah, to, you know? Your mic broke up. Hey, I'm trying to give somebody the host. I'm gonna go watch these World Cup matches, and I know this is a good lobby. I don't want y'all to have to find a new one. But I don't see how to make y'all host. If I leave, do y'all stay in it? That's what she said. Okay. I'm gonna leave. Y'all have a good one. Hopefully this gives one of y'all the host. Who knows? Caribbean Queen. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then this.
This irritating habit of giving you orders just at the moment of climax. So you're both there in the moment, and then he barks an order, and you're, what? I beg your pardon? Expects you to have listened during the climax.
Okay, we got music on. Then I would do this to show the game, but we don't want to do that right now. Boom. Scoreboard. I wanna. I wish you could set a minimum. You might be able to actually a minimum amount of currency that it'll raffle because like I don't want to have to manually type out how like 20,000, 30,000 every time. I just want to be able to do exclamation point raffle. But 1,000 isn't worth it. I mean, it's worth it, but it's not worth it. You can set maximum, you can set max duration, but you can't do minimum. Ooh, yo, how's the cute maxing going? Probably pretty well, I imagine. My coverage is right here. We have England with the ball. We're approaching the 22nd minute in both games. At least in terms of my coverage, the England game's 20 seconds ahead, but the permutations. For this group, I will say this. So there's been much made about the hydration breaks. And how they can like stymie the momentum of a team that's on top. It gives a team who's not doing well to regroup. Uh, we talked a lot about how they're not really hydration breaks; they're just glorified timeout or ad breaks. Especially since managers are allowed to talk to their teams and do tactical changes and stuff like that. They very much meet with them. Um, but one of the things is like shout out all the broadcasters around the world who aren't using hydration breaks as an opportunity to just force ads down our throat. Like shout out Telemundo, for example. I know they're one of them where during the hydration breaks, they're just showing footage. Like they're showing the crowd, they're showing the players being talked to by the coach. They're showing cool shots of the stadium and the surrounding area. It's so dope. You're tired as F. How late were y'all out last night for or two? 4 hours. Oof. Oof. What board games did y'all play? And I promise I won't ask. That'll be the last question. Um, because I know you're probably trying to. You're like, dude, I don't want to have to keep putting my mascara down to type. Here's Jeff. Here's Jeff. You know who? What would have been dope is if last summer Liverpool, good save, Jordan Pickford, sharp down to his right. Um, should save that. In fairness, is if Liverpool didn't loan out Harvey Elliott, our little Jim Starlet, he would have gotten much more playing time with us than he ended up getting at Villa or wherever he went. I think it was Villa. Um, and knowing how good he had become, he would be with this England squad right now. Oh, that's not a good header. Getchy from England there, not convincing. Still with Panama here. We're approaching the half-hour mark in New Jersey, East Rutherford. The final group stage matches of Group L are going on simultaneously. Elsewhere, Croatia's playing Ghana. Across both matches, we have no goals. Very cool. As you can see in the middle of the screen, you have the group. Right now, Panama is in fourth place. Panama is eliminated because they had already lost, like, they've already lost to Croatia and Ghana. And so even if at best they finish level on points, like let's say they beat England and they finish with 3, and let's say Ghana ends up beating Croatia, so Croatia is also on 3. I know it shows them at 4 right now, but that's counting the point that they would get for their current draw. But anyways, if both of them finish on 3, Croatia beat Panama, so Panama is out. Oh, that might be a goal kick. Great defending from Panama. Saka not looking fully at the races yet so far. Mostly just some social ones, like just one Tapple, Chameleon, and some Jackbox. I don't know. I don't know what any of that means. Like Meccha Chameleon is a board game as well. Like Chameleon's a board game. I'm confused. And I thought Jackbox was a video game. When you say social ones, though, it makes me think of games like Werewolf or Mafia, and or the one that I got into last year or 2 years ago that I love. Oh, great hold up play, ref. How's that not a foul for Panama? What? How is that not a foul for Panama? Phenomenal hold up play, and Consa just. Anyways, um, there's one that I've played called Blood of the Clock Tower, and it's also one of those where like some two people are the bad guys, everyone else is the villagers, and they're the good guys, and then at night people go to sleep, and if you're the bad team, you try to get people murdered, and then the good people have to figure out who the bad people are. I haven't done it though in like 4 months at least. It's been a while. I want us to get back into doing that. Yo, England fans, I want to hear from Pharaoh. I need to hear Pharaoh's thoughts and PBs because this is another half hour of just doo doo. Jackbox games is like couch games. We just do it from a. Oh, okay. So it is the Jackbox video game series that I'm thinking about, but y'all are doing it like local multiplayer type. Oh, which is sounds so much fun. I just miss the generally just the days of local multiplayer. You've played Blood of the Clock Tower? I love that game. I like the different roles, and then once you start expanding, you can do like there's different sets. So like the base form, as you probably know, that like, you'll have like the poisoner. Oh, I don't even remember them all, but there's like 4 bad guys and then the demon, like 4 minion types and 1 demon type basically. But then there's that one expansion that has like 3 different demon types. Oh, Croatia just scored with a beauty. What a finish. What a finish from Croatia. It looked like the Ghanaian keeper got a decent attempt at saving it, but it was just so well placed in the corner, it looked like. Damn, that's big. That shakes things up. That's where we use the old G4 studio. Elaborate? I know what you mean by the G. So when you say old G4 studio, I'm guessing you mean the studio that they shot the new. Technically, it's old now because it's been like 6 years almost since it shut down or whatever. But you mean the like new G4, the like G4 reboot attempt that they did, where Will was doing name that price with Austin. If so, that's super dope. What's the name of the like building, if you don't mind me asking? That's super fire. I say this all the time, man. I really was hoping that A, they would do a better job with that reboot, and B, I tried. I DM'd people on Twitter. I didn't know how to get in touch with people, but I tried to like see if I could be a part of that in any capacity because I had so many ideas that I think were genuinely dope. Um, and some of them were just like a modern interpretation of what they had done originally, like a modern version of Arena, but using esports teams. Like when Arena originally came out, yes, there was esports scenes and there were teams to a capacity, but you didn't have like publicly traded Optic Gaming and FaZe and 100 Thieves, where these are like actually multimedia entertainment brands now that and I wanted them to do like they eventually tried to reboot Arena. They had Gina Darling and Austin Creed, the wrestler. They were doing it, but it was not like they tried to almost make it like a celebrity, almost like a hangout with a celebrity and play some games with them. And yes, the two celebrities would compete against each other, hence the arena aspect, but I wanted like so the original arena would put esports teams against each other. But I'm over here thinking like, dude, get like if you're FaZe, you would send one of your COD players, one of your Counter-Strike players, one of your Fortnite players, one of your Rainbow Six players. You would maybe send one of your players who isn't on an esports team, but he's a part of the content creation side, but he's a MMO fiend, right? And you might send him. And then you have like the FaZe lineup play against the Optic lineup, and then have them do each like you. So the first round of competition would be Fortnite, and then FaZe could send. They could choose which of the 5 on their team or whatever is going to be the Fortnite guy. And if they have a Fortnite pro, like a Clicks or somebody, you send him obviously. But you'd pick who might be the best. If you don't have a Fortnite guy, you might send your Warzone dude. But you'd send one, boom. They'd play against the Optic guy, FaZe Optic, and whoever did better, they would each just randomly drop into a solos BR match. And then whoever did better, had more kills, had a better placement, they'd get a score. Boom. FaZe had 28, Optic had 14 or whatever. Then you go to the next one. And it's like you get what I'm saying. I was like, dude, they have it. There's like actually like, and we know like back then on the original arena, you might have even heard of the teams, but you really didn't know the players on them. It's like now professional athletes are like celebrities, so they could like I don't know. Like one of the episodes had 2 wrestlers on there who had seemingly never gamed before. And it almost just felt like that episode was like a glorified way to promote their Twitch channel. And I was like, oh, they're getting started on Twitch? Neat. But like This is not arena. I don't know. I went on that spiel much longer than I wanted, but I guess that's how boring this England Ghana game has been, or Panama game. Sorry. Oh, my boy Jarrell Quansah starting. Let's go. So Jarrell Quansah was a Liverpool player. He came up in our academy. Very good. I was actually genuinely disappointed when we sold him because I thought we did not have the luxury of getting rid of any center halves. 2, he was basically our third string. Like, he was our first center half to be in rotation. Like, Konate, Virgil van Dijk starters, first one in rotation. He was young, so he's only going to get better. Yes, he had a poor, relatively first season under Slot, but he had a great season under Klopp. Now, when we sold him, and I saw it was like for 34 mil for for a youngster who's only really played a season and a half of first team football, you're like, damn, you got to take that offer, right? Like a kid from the academy, you're getting 34 mil. Oh, good defending from Panama at the back post. We're a little past the 37-minute mark, 37:08, 37:09. England send it back in. Good leap from Rashford at the back post, but out. Anyways, he then goes to Leverkusen and he plays a good amount. I think he probably had over 30 appearances for them. So I love that he's getting a chance to play. It's showing him as a right back though. That might just be like a on paper, but really they're playing a back 3 maybe. Oh, he had 44 appearances this past campaign for Leverkusen. Now, on one hand, you're like, if we had loaned him out, or like we did one of those where like, okay, instead of selling him for 34, they give us 15 and it's a loan instead of a sell, then it would be phenomenal. It's like 44 matches in the Bundesliga, tons of experience, and then he can come back to us, but not the case. He's only 23. Yeah, his value, when you look at his evaluation chart, hold on, I'm pulling it up. You look at his market value, 2.6. In May, 3.2. Okay. So, hold on. Now, it goes from literally 9, and a month later, it goes up to 23. A month later. And then what would have happened? So, this is, boom. And then he went down initially, and then look at his market value now. 53 mil. I got killed off. Sorry, I'm just now reading that. You sent that how many minutes ago? Jeez, 8 minutes ago? I'm speaking of yapping. Yeah, so when I've played Blood on the Clock Tower and I've not been on the bad team, well, just in general, I get murked a lot right off the rip. And part of it is because so what happened at first was like I would come out and I would try to get people talking, and like even if I was 100% good, true, knew I was good. Now sometimes you can be drunk and stuff, but like it had a good feeling I was good. And then I'm trying to get everyone to help, and they were like, "Well, you're talking too much. That's fishy." Oh, Ghana almost equalized. Semenyo just misses that. Love that idea for his finish technique there. And they're like, "You're talking too much. You're kind of sus." Then the ensuing couple times when I was a good guy or even a bad guy, whatever, I wouldn't say much. I'd let them talk. I'd say if I would answer, and then they're like, "Boom, you're out of here. You're not saying. You're too quiet." It's like, man, what the fuck? Ooh, Tyrone Mings in the building, and Juan Mata in the building. Dude, Tyrone Mings is in between two old, stiffy looking white dudes, and he's probably like, how did I end up I'm glad that the English FA had secured me a ticket to this, but man, what are we doing? It's called the Gong was still there. Oh, how did Will not manage to, or Austin managed to? Speaking of, wow, hold on. You know, we watched the Sear thing and talking about decorations for a stream room. Uh-oh, Panama, can you get onto that? How did Will not get the Gong for his stream room? Dude, that would be a great bit. Somebody needs to get banned. He goes and gongs them, and then Haas bans them. You're gonna get the gong. I'm gonna give you the gong if you don't stop. It's called Switch Studios. Good spill. I think you're bartending for the parents that are there at the people over 21. Um, but yeah, don't get yourself in trouble. Make sure ID or something. I don't know. Damn, that ball was fired into Rashford. All right, have a blast. Thanks for hanging. See you when you get done, hopefully. Which studios? Which studio? One of the highest, like, is price. Which studio? Oh, it's called is it The Switch? Yeah. Los Angeles, Burbank, New York, and London, I'm guessing. Glendale, California. Yeah, you are gonna have to be careful. I know you want to be like the cool cousin, the cool auntie, but also don't, careful. You posted it in Will's Discord at some point? Okay, I'll go look for it at some point. You'll send me the pic sometime? Ooh, that'd be cool. Dude. I mean, okay. So when it's England's second group stage match, and they've looked chunky butt, and it just looked sloppy and muddy, and obviously some of it can be attributed to how Ghana set up against them. Although I thought Ghana still created good moments. But the thing became, the first thing I said to Pharaoh was how much it reminded me of Gareth Southgate's England. And as well as Southgate's England did in terms of reaching deep or making deep tournament runs in like 3 straight tournaments, maybe even 4, going quarterfinals or better. It was but this is good. This is better than what we were doing under like Sven-Goran Eriksson and Fabio Capello and Roy Hodgson and Sam Allardyce. But it's like we're doing much better, but it's still not like, it's kind of a frustrating watch sometimes. And we're not winning it. We're just doing better. So have we gone to the end of the road with Southgate? And then they get Tuchel. Tuchel's vastly experienced manager. And is generally a more progressive manager in terms of styles than Southgate. And yet now we are the first match against Croatia. They scored 4 goals. Harry Kane was linking play, looked good. But this last match and a half, it's looked so Southgatey. Sounds good. Have fun. Tell the bro we said hello. And happy graduation to the cuzzo. Okay, England does have a free kick here. We're probably, this is gonna be one of the last kicks of the ball here in this first half, and the last group stage match of Group L. Rashford and Saka standing over it. It's one of those where it's almost it's so well positioned. It's almost awkward because it's like it's not quite right enough to be for the left-footed person, and it's not quite left enough to be for the right-footed person. I probably would let Saka take it. It looks like Rashford probably with his body language is going to be the one who actually hits it. Yep, it's Rashford. Good effort. Has keeper full stretch, but wide in the end. Everything is all right. All right. Everything is all right. Uh-oh. Well done. Well done. Loose ball almost falls to where it becomes a very awkward 50-50 for that English defender with a Panamanian absolutely crashing down on it. And I think it was Gahey, maybe Konsa, do really well. They do well. They didn't do really well because then the back pass after they get to the loose ball first is a little short, a little under hit, and it meant Jordan Pickford had to like rush to get it. Frustrated so far indeed. Okay, let's look at some things here. Mexico genuinely has one of the best stadiums at this World Cup, but they're not getting the hype they deserve. That view is absolutely insane. Oh, there's two. Before I even click on this one, because I can see the mountain in the background, is the one in Monterrey. Phenomenal. And then the other one that is maybe even doper is the one in Guadalajara, where it's got like the open, it reminds me a little bit of how Hard Rock is in Miami, where it's got a cool canopy and then like a big open air area, and then it's surrounded by like a grass mound, and looks very like, First Peoples, indigenous aspect. I love it. This is the one in Monterrey, if I'm not mistaken. Incredible. Look at that, dude. And there's a few venues like this in the world. Like, this is brilliant, deserves more credit, but there's also one in Portugal, I believe, where instead of like a mountain, like this, it's more like a sheer rock face, just like El Capitan in Yosemite, but in Portugal, right next to a stadium. Oh, this was sad. 07s and prayers for Gakpo and his family. They lost their baby boy during pregnancy. What is that? It says an American staple. Is that a Reuben? I'm not a big Reuben guy. Or is that a brisket? I can't tell. It's either like a Reuben or it's a big, like, brisket sandwich. An NY corned beef sandwich. All right, let me do my dailies real quick. Little skirt. We're on a 73-day streak. What about Joust? I've never used that. What about Shore? Okay, what about Snoggy Poo? Snoggy. Snoopy. Oh my god. I actually thought that was going to be a terrible, not a terrible, but not a great guess because I'm doubling up on O already before I need to. Swoop or is sloop? It's a type of boat, right? Sloop is a type of boat. Swoop. Gotta be. Surely? Scoop? No. Oh, wait. It could be scoop. Bang. Okay, now we copy our guest over. Joust. Sure. Snoop. Whoop. And then finally, scoop. Midnight train to Georgia. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is that one Camila Cabello song. Or it might be Shawn Mendes. No, I think this is Camila Cabello. Is it Havana? I feel like it's one of the other ones though, not Havana. But none of these other names of her songs are even popping out. Like, oh no, it's that calm down, come on now, calm down with Selena as well. I believe this is it. Bang! This is such a good song. Okay. Oh, Nirvana. But which one? Is it "Come as You Are"? As you are, I think it is. Celtic Bleach. Oh, it might be "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I think it's "Come as You Are." Bang! Bang! Oh, I won 3 for 3 on ones. I want to triple one shot this so bad. I don't think I have this though. My go-to category, my bread and butter. It does sound like that one Fat Joe song. Lean back. Of course it's not an option. No. I hear it. Is it the Jay-Z? Is it Jay-Z? Dude, the fact that there's only 2 Jay-Z songs blows my mind. Runaway. It's definitely not Runaway. No. It's the Drake song. Oh, better than you ever had. Better than I ever done it. You can ever on it. Or it's definitely Drake. Oh, they be thinking this song about them. Is better than I ever had even an option? Fuck. Oh wait, okay. So now don't let her hear this, because don't let her hear this. But this, so as I've like done these around Paisley, and I, obviously like, man, I hate how limited the options are in this. Like, let me guess wrong if I want to, basically, right? Even if it's not the song, even if it's not where we're close, like, let me just like have a bigger library. And then as like trying to put a positive spin on it, in fairness, um, she'd be like, yeah, but it helps like narrow it down or like eliminate them or whatever. And I was like, when she said it, I was like, that's a good point. She's right. There's an element to that. This is a really good element to it, because the ones that I thought it was of Drake aren't listed. And then as I had to look, okay, these are my only Drake options. And as I started to think about it, it's forever. It's 100% forever. And that might have been my fourth guess if it would have had like all of Drake's options. So I think this is actually her point. It might help me get a one for 3 1-on-1s, 3 1-to-1s. Not even Drake. Oh, it's another Tyler the Creator, dude. Okay, nor not. Oh, it's the song's in GTA 5. Is it ASAP or Travis? It's ASAP. Not. Oh my God! It's Kendrick. Oh. It's not Kendrick either? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Make it hot for me. Hot for me.
Let you read.
Dude, talk about almost. I almost had a triple one. No, I didn't almost have it, but this is my best category generally. And when I get ones on this, I gotta finish the drill going forward. I gotta finish the drill. I almost didn't even get it. I'd have been mad sad. Google searches. Wow, that's got to be one of the highest we've ever had. Harris attack or hemorrhoids? As a Liverpool supporter, I want this to be hemorrhoids so bad. Now this one's a tough one. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, this is tough. But that EDM scene. You know how the K-pop army is. The K-pop army is hard to beat, but 75 mil beat? Yeah, not doing it. Now, okay, we've had him as an option before, and I had never heard of him prior. And now it was like Ed Sheeran versus him in that scenario or whatever. So it was definitely Ed Sheeran. I got it right, but like I was actually surprised by how many he had, and I want to say it was like 30 or 40 mil. So even though I want to go here, I want to say there it is, 50 mil. Wow. Ooh, dude, Latin America, I guess is what is Ozuna? 36 or Bach? Surely Alicia Keys, right? Although more people need to listen to Bach. I was gonna say if that's not at least an 8.89, we're doing something wrong here. It's kind of crazy to think that Anthony Hopkins can be in a movie rated as low as a 6.6. That was closer than I thought. Airplane mode. The movie's Airplane. This has airplane mode. This is the movie that one of the movies that Clipper requested for to like pick his film. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that is a movie called Airplane Mode. Wow, a 1.8 prices. It might actually be the Banksy. Yeah. Yep. That is that's a shoe. Woman's forehead as ad space. Now she's thinking with her noggin. The question is like Golden Palace might actually pay a lot of money for an ad space thing, more than 1.8 mil. But like how much it's one of like how much exposure is her forehead even getting? You know what I mean? Like would it have been worth even 1.8? Yeah. Yep. They're like, "Man, you just don't got enough clout. We love the idea, but how many people are going to see your forehead?" Not a bad day. Not a bad day so far. Ooh, okay, more or less. Years, the 100 years war actually listed. Yeah, it was like yeah. Mm. Degrees Celsius at which water boils. It boils at it boils at 100? Question mark? Oh my god. I forgot what the game was. That is so sad. I literally forgot what the game was. I forgot that I was picking which one has more of what. So obviously, knowing that this was 100, I knew that there was more dimples in a golf ball. And then I just clicked. The fact that Kobe scored 50 or more points in a game at least 25 times is insane. I'm bummed. That should have been a 21 out of 25 and maybe my best ever day on here overall. But I just brain dead boop, clicked. I knew the number on the dot. I was like, click a button. Okay, we're back from halftime. Croatia's still up 1-0. Get the England match back up. Oh, that's over here. Hold on. This is. I feel like I've seen this. This is like one of the Minecraft games. Wow, almost immediately. Ghana creating a chance. Drifts in on his left, gets a decent shot, but it's over the whole way. I don't know how and why I knew that so quickly and easily, but here we are. Oh, this is Persona, I think. One of the Personas. That's Atlas. Let's go Persona 4. Now, this is going to be so cheesy. It's going to be like Persona 4 Golden. This is where... Now, this isn't always entirely accurate. Okay, because it's... So, correct franchise. Boom, we're in Persona. We know that. When it says correct saga, it should be referring to Persona 4. But it doesn't always work that way. Like, what it means is like kind of like sub-spinoffs, I think. Let me just try. It might mean that. It's not always meant that for me, though. It's kind of shafted me before. See, when it says saga, to me, that means the fourth one. Franchise, boom. Yeah, I just think this is Persona 3. Again, this game needs to fix that. If you're going to say... Well, hold on. Let me wait. I might stand corrected. We've done 4. The only one we haven't done is just Arena. Honestly, with these graphics, it makes me think it might be one of the earlier ones. Yeah. See, Game Duel, you got to fix that. That's why I don't... It's... Like, don't say correct saga if it's Persona 2 and I'm guessing Persona 4, right? Like, that's not the same saga. I know that these are, you would technically call them different, like, entries into the franchise, but when they don't have an entry option. They just have the word saga. I wasn't in the right saga. I was actually 2 sagas away. Okay. Game Duel might have just lost me there. I might stop doing Game Duel with that one. Or if so, I'm only going to do the cover art. I've been gone till November. Gone till November. Oh, Panama almost with a glorious chance. No. Never mind. Sorry. Holy shit. What just happened there? That was crazy. So England actually with a kind of a chance. A good ball sent in. Panama was all over and defending it, but the defender almost cleared it into his own net. What just happened here? So much happening. Boom. Oh. I actually don't mean to show that. That's too big. We want to show this. Bam. Oh, okay. So one Panamanian tries to clear it, and then ricochets off another one, almost goes into their own net. Meanwhile, Harry Kane's just on the ground like, what just happened to me? It's crazy. So as of right now, Croatia's winning the group. The thing is, the way that if a team has at least a 0 goal differential, if not better, but if they have at least a 0 goal differential and at least 3 points, they're going to be one of the best 8 third place teams. If you have 4 points, you're certainly one of the best 8. So regardless of if Ghana, like as these results hold, even if Ghana finishes third, Ghana would absolutely be through because they'd be one of the best 8 third place teams, which I'll show in a chart here in 1 second. So if we do this and then we do these. So what you see here is the table standings, and then these are all of the third place teams. And so Ghana currently is with just a 0 goal differential and only 1 goal scored so far. Would be the third best third place team. Congo, again, I talked about this yesterday on that video I posted on my TikTok and stuff, but Congo, very impressively, you know, a lot is made about Cape Verde, absolutely. Curacao came, they scored a goal against mighty Germany. Cape Verde comes, they actually not only, they qualify, they went into the third match day with a outside chance to even win their group, a group that featured Uruguay and Spain, which is wicked. But Cape Verde actually progresses. Curacao scored a goal. Congo has a shot to progress because if they win their game, and I think they play Uzbekistan, so doable with all due respect to Uzbekistan. If they beat Uzbekistan, they're on 4 points, right? So regardless of their goal differential, they're up here better than this cluster of 3-point teams. Now Algeria still has a match to play, but Congo very much, because it also if they win, not only will they go up to 4 points, but they're at minimum going to improve their goal differential to 0, right? So they'll be up here around Ghana even. So we could have Congo and Cape Verde making the knockout rounds, which again, that's part of adding more teams, right? When they went from 32 to 48 teams, starting with this World Cup, and adding an additional knockout round of fixtures, right? So instead, like previously, once you were done with the group stage, you would go into the round of 16. That would be the round of 16 would be the first knockout round. And then if you win that, you were in the quarterfinals, win that, semifinals, boom. What they did is there's the same amount of group stage matches as before, but now there's an entire extra round of fixtures in the knockout rounds. Which is going to be interesting because when you start comparing like, you know, you'll see a graphic and it'll be like top goal scorers, knockout round matches only. Which obviously, yes, it is important to know all World Cup goals, how many total World Cup goals, because the group stage is very important and every goal matters, as we're talking about with third place finishes versus second place, goal differential, every goal matters. But sometimes that graphic will be put up just to kind of like more talk about the players who score when things get, you know, the going gets tough, when the matches get serious and we're in crunch time. And oh, what a ball that was! That Morgan Rogers into Harry Kane. Harry Kane, you got to finish that, my guy. That was a fantastically weighted ball. Who was that? It was Bellingham, maybe? Somebody, I think it was Bellingham. Somebody threaded. Oh, what a touch out of the air though from Harry Kane. Maybe handled it. We don't know. Somebody on England threads a gorgeous through ball. It's one of those where like you almost, from our angle, you almost don't even see that that's an option. And then it's perfectly weighted. Great first touch from Harry Kane. Gets a decent shot, but it's a comfortable height for the keeper to parry it. Here's a replay of it. Let's see who this is. Is this Jude Bellingham? Look at that threaded ball. Yeah, that was Bellingham. Way too easy of a save for the keeper. Comfortable height. No, that kid's expression says it all. Wearing a Tottenham hat also says it all. Oh, well done from Ghana there. Great defending from the ancient wonder, Luka Modric, sliding on his bum side. The old man with a very important intervention defensively as Ghana attacked. Still with Ghana. Corner, punt, really poor punch from the Croatian goalkeeper, making an actual mayhem of the situation. Luka with another block, and Luka wins a 50-50. What a sequence from Luka Modric around the 55th, 56th minute right there. I mean, defensive intervention around his own 6-yard area. Eventually gets a block in on the edge of his area after a really poor punch from their goalkeeper, and then also gets to a 50-50 ball, more or less. Still with England. Oh, fancy. Super fire. Who was that? I can't tell, dude. Okay, Jude Bellingham has been unleashed, and he is cooking, dude. He just absolutely did a little whoop, 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 carved a guy, went to the end line, forcing the issue. Dude, the feed, Fox's feed sometimes is so poor. I talk about it all the time. NBC has by far the best visual fidelity of any of the big American sports broadcasters. And part of it is because they stream it at like I think 1080p and not 720, which sounds crazy that some companies still do 720. And they might even do 60 FPS. Don't quote me on that. Because most television broadcasters still to this day broadcast things around 25-ish FPS because that's closest to what matches the human eye and what we perceive in nature. But anywho, the Fox is very poor. I mean, so often it's like blurry. There's just not a lot of crispness. Whereas you look over, and so I got Telemundo over there, but it's basically the same as NBC in terms of what we're talking about. And it's so crisp. My boy Jarrell Kwanzaa, he's getting treated. We don't love to see that. Okay, a little quick mic check, audio check on my end, on my phone. Okay, we sound good. What's cooler than being cool? I said ice cold. Yeah, Bellingham just scored. Bellingham just scored. Dude, what's great is I just mentioned Bellingham had been cooking, right? Like first he threads that gorgeous through ball. Not only the weight, the angle, the vision, really, really good. Then so first he's in the dead center of the park, picking it up, threading a gorgeous through ball to Harry Kane. And then moments later, he's on the left hand side. He little step over, skins his mark, takes it to the end line, puts in a dangerous ball that Panama has to deal with, and then right there he scores. Really good job of attacking the ball at the front post. All right, Panama with the free kick. We're at the 63rd and a half minute mark. Um, Again, Bellingham had been cooking before that goal. That's also huge. It puts England back in top of the group as current things currently stand, at least. Oh, Panama with a fantastic chance. He flashes his shot wide. Oh my. Are they going to rue that chance, dude? Are they going to oh my god, England's getting away with so much here. First off, many know that England certainly got away with a penalty in the second game against Ghana. Now, at the time on stream, I also defended the decision to not give it because I thought the Ghanaian player took what I would describe as a greedy first touch, trying to collect the ball across his body to set up an easier finishing chance is greedy because it's inviting that defensive challenge. And then it was also a poor touch. So it was a poor and greedy touch. And I was like, at the time I said, if you're a referee and you're not exactly sure, it's like a 50-50. But I do see that the attacking player had a greedy and poor first touch. I'm probably going to give the 50-50 to the defender there. And he did to England. Now, them not VARing it is a thing or whatever. But anywho. Oh, what a flick. Was that Jude Bellingham again, dude? Now, this is one of those funny things. You just got to have... Jude has to be closer to goal. He's just too far... He's just too good. Now, again, we get it. You wanted to rest Declan Rice on a yellow card, and he's so important to England. And so your idea was to keep playing Elliott and then drop Jude as the one of your two pivots. But, like, dude, ever since Jude moved up, that was definitely a tactical change that Tuchel made at some point. That Jude Bellingham was going to play up closer to Rodgers and to Kane. Oh my God, Jude Bellingham is just—he's literally having fun right now. Now his teammates offside there. That's not his fault, but bro is in fucking field day out there. Anyways, it was clearly a tactical choice by Tuchel to move him further forward because again we see it where long ball Rodgers I think chests it. It goes to Bellingham. Bellingham threads a through ball to Kane. Chance created. Boom. Moments later. Carves a guy, goes to the inline, creates a quarter of a chance, and then obviously scores the goal. All right, with England here, 66th minute, stands it up. There's Harry Kane. That's the kind of service he thrives on. Great play out wide. Is that Bellingham again? Whoever it was, somebody was out wide left. Stands up a great ball. Just stands it up so well. Right in the center of the area, around the 6-yard box. And then you would expect Kane to go and win that. And then, of course, he does what you're taught. Head it back to where it came from. A.k.a. a goalkeeper's momentum is going to be having so much of it go from one direction to the other as they shift across their goal. You're taught to head back at the direction that the cross is coming from because that's against the keeper's momentum. So first off, he is onside. Was that Bellingham? Dude, this is where Fox's coverage is so boot. I mean, stands up with the left. Bro. Jude Bellingham has, ever since the tactical switch, and then of course some people be like, does Tuchel get credit for making the change and bring him up? And then someone be like, of course not, because why ever move him that far deep? The answer is because you were trying to find a solution of how do I rest Declan, stay in the same system with two pivots, and keep Jude Bellingham on the pitch in general. And it's maybe have to make him have to play as one of the two pivots for a while, right? But then clearly it's 0-0. It's Croatia's leading the other game. At that point, Tuchel has to make the decision and move them forward. But I mean, dude, Bellingham, so good. Again, I would call that one full-fledged chance created to Harry Kane initially, then a half chance created, or a quarter. But he's gotten a goal, an assist, and an additional clear-cut chance created. Insane from Bellingham. Yo, what up, Toxic? How's your Saturday been so far? Yo, Creed, pray that Austria ends third in their group. I am praising. Um, that's the for those that don't know, that's the match later on tonight. It's a close one. So Algeria and Austria are playing. And what's interesting is, have you heard of the disaster of Gijón, Toxic? So for those that don't know, and back in 1982, essentially you had a similar situation where two teams played. There were two teams were playing in the last group stage match in 1982, and both teams were essentially all already through as long as neither lost, kind of thing. So it's one of those where a lot of people wondered beforehand and speculated after if there was like a gentleman's agreement of like, okay, you don't beat us, we won't beat y'all, because if both of us don't lose, we both make it through. So and so anyways, long story short, two teams wind up just passing it side to side and just playing out to a very boring game, hence why it was called the disaster of Gijón. And long story short, Algeria was the team that missed out progressing back then. Now, back then, as we all know, again, I've established it multiple times on the stream, this is the first World Cup where third place teams have a chance to progress. So back then, Algeria basically got shafted. They were one of the two teams that they were either third or fourth that year. So what's cool is you got Austria, Algeria not only playing each other, Jordan is already eliminated. Jordan cannot advance. Even if they somehow beat Argentina and finished level on points and with a better goal differential, they lost to Algeria, so Algeria would have the head-to-head. So Jordan is 100% eliminated. It's essentially, and Argentina is already guaranteed first. So it's a battle for second and third between Austria and Algeria, which is cool in its own right. And again, if anyone who saw the TikTok that I the TikTok that I posted yesterday, I also talked about all of this in that video. But not only are they playing for second or third, Algeria has a chance to try to go get some revenge for what happened in 1982. And then Algeria is currently not one of the top 8 third place teams. So what Algeria needs to do is, it got to a point where, if you just go back as far as yesterday, Algeria was still currently one of the top 8 third place teams. So they would have been slated to go through. But with how some of these matches have played out, particularly Ghana's currently winning, right? Senegal going on and not only winning, but then winning 5-0 because Iraq had a red card, so they were able to pad their goal differential. Algeria now needs a result. Austria does not. So if Austria holds out and it's a draw, Austria's through, Algeria's out. Algeria has a chance to get revenge on Austria for something that happened 40 years ago. But here's the thing. Hypothetically, if Algeria win and Austria... Now, okay, so Austria can afford to lose. Oh, it's going to be the last group, right? Yeah. As of right now, Austria could afford to lose so long as it's only by 1 goal. Because if Austria loses, so obviously Algeria would go second, Austria would be third, still with 3 points, and let's say it's only by 1 point or 1 goal, they'd have a negative 1 goal differential, which is still better than they would be level on goal differential with South Korea, but with more goals scored. So let's say Algeria win 1-0, Austria would still be through because they would have the same goal differential, and the next tiebreaker would be goals scored. So long story short, juicy matchup tonight. This is all, but Jordan's just playing for pride. Argentina is just playing to probably give backups some minutes, and then Austria and Algeria have everything to play for. Algeria needs a result or else they're out. Austria wants a result. At least a draw is great, but if they lose, they need to make sure they don't lose by 2 goals or more. They can afford to lose and lose by 1 goal and still be better than South Korea. And it would kick the South Koreans out, sadly. What's crazy is Iran, even though Iran's still slated to go through with a and this is why I said in my video yesterday that the key number, and we'll see, like with this new format, after a couple World Cups, what normally happens is we start to look at the data, and then you can start kind of know what you need. Okay, you need 5 points to definitely finish top 2. You need this, right? And so one of the numbers that is developing from this first World Cup is 4 points will certainly make you top 8 of the third place teams. So if you 4 points is a magic number, because even if you don't finish top 2, you're almost guaranteed to go through as a third place team. And then the other magic number is 0 goal differential. There's a lot of instances in this where like -1 goal differential compared to 0 goal differential is actually huge. Huge. So anyways, that's what we have lined up right now. Oh my God, this whole time I wasn't showing it, or was I? No, this whole time I've been meaning to show this page. I'm such an idiot. Sorry, this is what I was showing. My God, I was even showing like right Austria and Algeria right here. I was pointing at their goal differentials. I was highlighting how South Korea right here have also a -1. Oh, Ghana just scored. That shakes things up a bit. Ooh, that's shaking things back up a bit. Ghana should go down to, there it is, 5, okay. So now Ghana's second, Croatia's back in here, but again, 4 points, regardless, like, these teams are decently shaped. But anyways, sorry, I thought I was showing this. So as you can see, South Korea has a -1 goal differential. So even if Austria lose by 1 goal, they guess make sure it can't be by 2 or more. They should be fine because they'd have 3 points, which would be tied with South Korea. They'd have a -1 goal differential, tied with South Korea. But Austria already has more goals scored, and South Korea has played their third match. So if Austria just needs to make sure they don't lose by 2 or more goals. And Iran is slated to advance, which is wild. Oh, they're ruling it off? No! Ghana's goal disallowed? Dude, Ghana's got to feel pretty hard done by. They feel like they were robbed of a penalty against England, and now they're getting this goal chalked off. I haven't seen if it's actually a good decision or not, so we'll have to go from there, but we can't win against Spain and afterwards Portugal if we hit second place, praying for third place. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that's how it's worked out. Sorry, I'm only just now reading your chats. I sometimes go on spiels, and when I only have 2 monitors, so when I'm showing stuff, it's like I lose chat for a little bit. But yeah, there's actually a few instances where teams are like almost better shaped to finish third than second because of the way that the bracket's all shaping out. But we've seen that in sports. That's happened with the Champions League, right? Like 2 years ago, for example, in the Champions League, Liverpool finished first overall in the league phase, which is supposed to give you an easier opposition the first time you play your knockout round fixtures. But with Liverpool, we finished first overall. Our first knockout round fixture was against PS freaking G, who obviously went on to go win it, and that was just because PSG wound up finishing like 16th in the league phase. They just didn't have a good league phase. We all know how good PSG is. They just underperformed in the league phase. So Liverpool got rewarded by having to play PSG in the round of 16 or whatever. It's like, really? And then Bayern Munich and Liverpool fans this past season felt a little hard done by because Bayern and Liverpool finished in like the top 4 of the league phase. And yet they got both put on the harder side of the bracket. But that's the way it is. Have you been playing Snap? If you're still there. Oh, Tuchel talking to Ollie Watkins. Oh, I wonder what that... So, England has 2 subs left, and I wonder if Tuchel just went up to him and was like, basically like, hey, I'm not going to sub you on. Because he did like a little big, he's talking to Ollie Watkins, and he gave him like a loving, like, you know, that little European cat thing, and then yeah. And so you almost wonder if it's like, I know I wanted to give you some minutes, especially while we're in the group stage, because once you get to the knockout rounds, you might not be able to give people free minutes. Because if nothing else, if you're a player, you would at least want to like be able to say it's awesome to have gone to the World Cup, to be selected for your squad. Oh, the Ghana goal stands, baby. But to say you actually saw the field, to get a cap for your national team at the World Cup is so fire. So I wonder if he was apologizing to Ollie Watkins for that. Because now Ollie Watkins did play against. No, that was a friendly. Now, yeah, he hasn't. So Ollie Watkins, for example, has had 0 minutes so far in this World Cup. I almost guarantee you that that's what that conversation was about, was him apologizing, not being able to bring him on the field. Which you respect a manager for having that like wherewithal and understanding mid-match, mind you, too. That like, yeah, me subbing this person on and this person on probably means I'm not gonna be able to sub you on. I apologize, dog. Granted, Ivan Toney hasn't played either. Not this week, sadly, no time. You've been working a bunch? They have the Grand Arena going on right now, and it is kind of dope. I kind of liked it how, previously in those modes, they would give you pre-made decks. Oh, great run behind. Is that Rashford with a great run, but horrible touch. They would give us pre-made decks, but then you can customize it. Now, granted, like half of the deck had to be certain cards, and then you could pick on your own 6. In a way, I kind of like how some of these have been lately, where you can't make your own custom version of it. You can only use the ones that they have pre-made. I've actually kind of liked that. Maybe it's because I've gotten further and further from like collection complete. I used to average probably being without 8 cards. Like I would be missing 8 cards in the game at any given time. Maybe it would swell up to 11. I'd be missing 11 cards at a time, but generally around 10ish. And then now it's like 40. And so it kind of, I like not having to worry about that dynamic of like how much of it is just because my opponents have the more like dope card. Like I don't have Venus. Venus is insane. She's so good. And yeah, it's just nice to know that I can just play with Venus myself. I can know my opponents have them because they picked the deck, not because anyways. So I've been digging the Grand Arena, and there's a lot more of the pre-made decks than normally. Like normally there might be 6, there's like 12 now, and a bunch of content creators got to make the decks. There's like Dexter's Captain America deck and Super Tech God's Black Panther deck. It's pretty sick. Of course, Super Tech God, of all of the decks, and they're like their cosmetic look, right? Super Tech Gods is the coolest looking in my opinion, and it's like that's fitting. Okay, never mind. That wasn't what the conversation about. The conversation was about, hey, Ollie Watkins, you ready? Because you're about to go in, bud. Him and Jordan Henderson are going in. Did I hear about the French badge thing, which got denied by FIFA? I don't think so. Now, when you mean badge, do you mean their crest? Or do you mean one of the badges that are going on sleeves? Like, for example, Messi and Neuer and Ronaldo have the legacy badge. And I love that they did those badges, by the way. Like, one of them is if you were a former Golden Boot winner at a World Cup. If you're somebody who had scored the most goals at one particular World Cup, oh, great ball, ref. That's surely a foul and a yellow card from Panama. If you're a former Golden Boot winner, you will have the Golden Boot patch. The sleeve. So you are talking about those? No, I did not. What was it? Did it have something to do with them being like a past winner? And then them not being allowed to like... Hold on. France patch. FIFA. Oh my God, what a save by the Ghanaian goalkeeper just then. Now, and I've talked about this dynamic of these patches for years. Years. I remember talking about it in like 2022 in regards to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I talked about how I liked how the Lakers started to put, like, okay, I've always loved how in football you have your World Cup stars above your crest. Okay, and then so the Lakers at one point, starting in the mid 2010s, and at center court you'd have the big Lakers logo, and then they'd have a star above it for each NBA championship they've won, and then inside the star it would say the year, and I love that. And I was always was like, I was like, that had to have been partly Kobe Bryant's influence, being such a big football fan as he is. Oh, so Croatia attacks, good hit, fantastic save by the Ghanaian goalkeeper. On the ensuing corner, Croatia just scored. Lackluster marking by Ghana, it must be said, but a Croatian meets the corner at the back post, and a really good header on the inside of the far post. I mean, just glances that perfectly. But anyways, I was like, dude, Kobe had to have been involved there. Also, the NBA started to do during All-Star break. Let me show, hold on. NBA All-Star Letterman jacket. So they started to do this in the NBA too. If you go to the All-Star game, like, oh, this isn't a good example. Players. Well, basically, like, let's say LeBron James has, what does he have? 3 NBA championships? 4? Let's say he has 3. So on his Letterman jacket, he would have 3 of the trophies for the NBA championship, 3 Larry O'Brien trophies. Let's say he's been an 18-time All-Star. It would have an All-Star patch, and then it would say 18X or X18, whatever, right? Like, but he'd have a patch that said All-Stars, and then how many times he's been an All-Star, how many championships he's won, how many NBA team selections does he have, so on and so forth. Love that concept in sports of these like little patches. It's no different than a general. It's nothing. It's not like any sport invented this. Militaries have done this for centuries with generals, right? Like, you get your badges, your patches. Boy Scouts here in America have been doing them. And hell, on Newsday we showed that whole little segment about kids who have like 140 patches. Why is this? Why is this harder to find than I thought? Well, somewhere out there exists an ability to search this. I just do not get why I'm not getting any of the more recent ones. Google, get your shit together. Patches. Deschamps' mom died like this week, and the players wanted to show like solidarity to him. If you, oh, that. So not talking about one of the legacy patches. They wanted to wear, like, sometimes you'll see black tape, like they'll just to do like a memorial, or it might be like Remembrance Weekend in the Premier League, and they'll have the poppy thing. I had heard about Didier Deschamps' mother passing. In fact, when I was watching their game against Norway yesterday, I believe it was, they talked about that and how, one of the assistant managers had to take over because Deschamps flew back to France. Super sad for him. I had not heard that. Dude, that's so lame of FIFA. God, that's so lame. Also, I found some of the patches. Here we go. See, he's been a scoring champion. He was the rookie of the year. He's had a league MVP, a finals MVP. This obviously must have been a while ago because he has more than that now. Kobe Bryant's 15-time All-Star, scoring champion. I like how it's a scoreboard. Notice how it's got like home team, away team, like at a high school scoreboard. 4-time league MVP. Duncan. So yeah, I love that the NBA started to do that, and I like the Lakers started to put their championships at center court like that. I love that military general patches slash badge accolade system, however you wanna however you wanna call it. Or how Uruguay has 4 stars above their crest, even though they've only won 2 World Cups. And again, I talked about this on stream recently. That's because Uruguay claim basically before there was officially a World Cup, they had like the Olympics competition, and FIFA recognized, in fairness to Uruguay, FIFA well and truly recognizes that as like a fully fledged competitive international competition that was in lieu of having any World Cup. And so, in fairness, I completely get why if I'm Uruguay, I'm claiming 4 as well. I'm claiming 4 as well. Unlike Alabama, cheesily, like Alabama has like, I don't know, 8 or 9 national titles or whatever, legitimately, but they claim like 16. All because like the Tuscaloosa Tribune named them as their national championships in like 1929. Every other newspaper in the country might have named whoever, Army or something as the champ. And the Tuscaloosa Tribune called us. It's like, and we see that in video games sometimes too, right? Because there are so many, and movies, right? There are so many different outlets that name their best movie of 2025. It's not just the Oscars. You have the BAFTAs and you have the Australian Film Society or whatever, right? You have Cannes Film Festival. And so there's multiple movies every given year that, oh, what a ball, what a run. Oh, that was almost gorgeous goal. Love that link up play from, I think, Madueke and Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers with the ball outside the area. Great. Oh, lovely ball from Panama. And they're through on goal here. What a goal! Pickford almost saved that too. Or he did get a hand. Oh, they're going to call offside. What a finish though, bro. That's some exciting football right there. On one end though, again, Morgan Rogers has the ball. Lovely diagonal run by, oh, dude, if you're the Panamanian, you have to just slow up. That's where experience and know-how and just like, dude, that, I mean, he is legitimately offside, and that's 100% on the Panamanian forward, who you just gotta either slow up or start to bend, curve, curl your run to give you more time to stay on side. Lovely finish though by him. Anyways, Madueke, gorgeous angled run, and then Morgan Rogers with a like perfectly weighted flick with the outside of his foot to play through Madueke, but then the Panamanian goalkeeper does well to save it. Ooh. Okay, toxic. So I don't want to be that streamer who's like, hey, I mentioned it earlier. Because, you know, normally I don't mind going on spiels, but I did go on a lengthy spiel on them earlier this stream. So if nothing else, I'll find it in the VOD for you, and I'll link you straight to the timestamp, to save both of us time. But the short answer is, okay, I have 2 main things with it. Is one, them existing in a vacuum, I don't mind that much. Of course, I'm American. I'm a diehard American sports fan. I'm used to timeouts, right? So of course, I'm gonna be a little more willing to accept it. Okay, so I don't mind it in a vacuum. What I don't like is how, like, I think, oh my God, this Panamanian just had a chance to do his Robin van Persie Flying Dutchman attempt. Lovely flighted ball into the England area, and then the Panamanian almost can. Dude, that is such a good ball. Yo, he just tried a Van Persie there. Oh, I think the whole footballing world wanted him to get that off. Dude, he could have Flying Dutchman that. Oh, and then a terrible corner. Oh my God, one of the worst corners you'll see. Okay, so I don't mind them in a vacuum. What I don't like is, I feel like they should be set to a predetermined time, and it could be different, right? Like, because a lot of it has to do with the temperature and but like, what I don't like is, let's say it's the 26th minute, okay, and then someone legitimately does get banged up, right? Like there is a tough collision, 50-50 coming together, and maybe both sets of players, like one player from one team and a player from both teams, need a moment, right? So it's not like one team's trying to like milk the clock or whatever. But England just almost scored off a deflection, Eze. But let's say 26 minute, we have an organic stoppage of play, okay? Two tough collision, two people need to be, whatever, right? They just need to be checked on. So legitimate organic stoppage of play happens in the 26th minute. So we sit and we stop play for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, nothing crazy, but 2-minute break, okay? We then get restarted. Ball's back in play. Boom, 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 boom. And then at the 29th minute or the 30th minute is when the referee then wants to do the hydration break. That's my biggest problem. It's not the hydration break in a vacuum. It's the fact is, okay, why couldn't we just make the stoppage of play in the 26th minute, the organic one that happened naturally, why don't we just turn that into the hydration break, right? Like, why are we doing a break and then getting playback and then doing the hydration break? Now that's becoming really stop-start. And in a sport that has already started to have a very stop-start nature, right? Because there's a lot of teams, and this is why FIFA and the Premier League has implemented the new like time wasting rules, right? Like substitutions need to get off even quicker than they were already supposed to. Corners are supposed to be taken quicker. Goal kicks are supposed to be taken quicker. And if not, you can get punished in the other team. So in a sport that already has had enough stop-starting problems start to surface, and they're having to combat it with new rules, it makes it even worse when you're then adding organized stoppages, not just the team that, Burnley go and play Manchester City and they somehow go and take a lead. You can understand why Burnley is trying to just, you know what I mean? Like make it as choppy as you can, because it doesn't play into Burnley's play style and it does play into Man City's if everything's free flowing, right? So we all understand it, but it's like now we're enabling it. Match that whistle just got done being blown in the England match. They come off 2-0 winners. Great second half. Jude Bellingham, obviously the man of the match. He got moved further forward, got put closer into the attack, and then bam, threads Harry Kane through. Bam, creates another chance. Boom, scores a goal, then gets an assist. So good. So yeah, I said I wasn't gonna go on a spiel again here, but so I don't like it. My thing is, one of two things should happen. Is if a referee truly doesn't know when the hydration break is likely going to be, like let's say they do not go into the match saying, oh, it's going to be in the 25th or the 30th or the 32nd or the 27th or the 29th. Let's say they don't know. It's truly they don't know. Well, then I believe that we should, anytime there is an organic stoppage of play in and around anywhere between the 25th to the 33rd, we should just go ahead and also make that the hydration break. That way we're not stopping twice within like 6 minutes. So boom. And then my other thing is, it obviously is made much more frustrating because so many broadcast companies around the world are using it as an opportunity to force more ads down our throats, right? They're trying to Americanize the sport and put more and more ads in it. So what I will say is I think it's a lot. Oh, well done from Croatia. Great feet. Good stand up at the back post. One thing I do think is relevant is a shout out, and this is what I said earlier in stream, is so like right now I have Fox is one game, and then Telemundo, which is a Spanish speaking channel here in the United States. So one cool thing is Telemundo is one of the broadcasting companies, and there's several around the world, right? But Telemundo is one of those that it does not show ads during the hydration break. It just shows the match. So like the cameras will stay and you'll see the players talking to the manager. They'll show shots of the crowd and them dancing and stuff. They'll even show shots of the arena and the surrounding area. And it just adds to the production of it all, right? You get more into the moment. You feel it's not breaking your immersion, so to speak. And so anyways, I think it's one of those hydration breaks are okay in a vacuum. They're being made worse because of two dynamics. One is we're not overlapping them with organic stoppages. We're doing a stoppage because somebody gets hurt legitimately, and then a couple minutes later we're still doing the like pre-planned hydration break instead of just making it the same time and not stopping twice. And then they're also being made worse because we all, whether you're an American used to it or you're a non-American not used to this much ads in your sport, we're getting forced more ads and we're getting taken out of the game. So at least if all broadcasters, if FIFA made a mandate, like, okay, if you're going to broadcast our sport, you cannot show ads during the hydration break. That I think would be one decent step in making it more palatable, right? It's like, okay, now it doesn't feel as much as a money grab. Now we get to stay in on the action. We get to see the crowd. We get to see the manager on his, dry erase board doing tactics and stuff like that. We get to see the venue and outside the stadium. That dude, if you're Antoine Semenyo, that has to be a dope moment. So the whistle just blew on Croatia and Ghana. All three teams will advance. Afterwards, it looked like I think Semenyo might have already been asking Modric for his jersey, his kit, right? But what was cool is when the camera flicked over, you can clearly see Luka Modric ask Semenyo for his. And if you're Semenyo, yes, you did just make a big move to Man City and you were Man City's best player. I mean, obviously Haaland is Haaland, but he was so good for them. I mean, duck on water. And so anyways, yeah, you made your big move, but it's still got to feel dope that Luka Modric asked for your kit. So yeah, to wrap it up, I think that overlap them, don't have two stoppages in quick succession, right? And then force broadcasting companies to not be able to run ads. I think would be two ways. I think that's the two biggest problems I have with it, and it would make it so much more digestible, right? Or at least if you watch golf, you know what golf will do is it'll do picture in picture, right? Kind of like what we're doing here, but like so you're full screen, you're showing golf, and then all of a sudden what they'll do is they'll shrink the golf coverage to like this big, and you'll have that in like one corner. Basically, anyone who ever played Halo split screen, we all know picture in picture, but yeah, so they'll usually make the golf smaller, and then they'll run like, let's say, a minute of ads. But at least in those scenarios, you can still just stare at the smaller square and watch golf. Even if it's just drone shots of the golf course, or if it's a shot from the blimp looking down, or if it's just a shot of the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need audio. Well, fine, we'll listen to the ads audio. But I think that's two ways they can do it. Either mandate that broadcasting companies can't run ads during those breaks, or make it to where they at least have to do picture in picture. So we at least can still look at. Yes, we have to hear the ads, but we can watch the actual footage of the hydration break. But again, some broadcasting companies are just doing that on their own, and I think they're getting a lot of brownie points. I think the ITV is one that's doing it in England. When I mean doing it, I mean not showing ads during hydration breaks. And again, Telemundo over here in North America does it that way. Super fire. W Spanish TV agreed. And yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Initially, if you go back to the first couple days of the World Cup, right, there was a lot of conversation about the momentum dynamic of the hydration breaks and how teams who were on the ascendancy, they are not after hydration break. And then it's basically like giving a free flip of momentum, right? And the stats and the data was telling us that was true, that almost in every match over the first couple days, teams that were doing better had lulls after the hydration break, and the teams that were who were worse had a quick, even if it was temporary, like let's say that team sucked the whole match, at least after the hydration break, they had like a little bit of, attacking momentum, right? But what I think a lot of people stopped tracking was after day 3, starting with about day 4, it started to level out. You would start to see like there would be a lot of examples of the team that was in ascendancy staying in the ascendancy after hydration break. Equally, the team not doing well, staying not doing well. You'd have a situation where neither team would be attacking well. And then after the hydration break, both teams would start to attack well, or neither. So I think it started to look real bad, and we were like, wait, this is definitive. But then as more and more of the sample size and the data pool grew, and now the last time I looked at that dynamic, we were about 5 days into the tournament. So it's been a while. I guess we can look at that real quick. Hold on. Let me go scoop and let's just do a quick. We're not going to go too deep dive here. Okay, so let me show this. You can see my screen this time for real. So if we go back to fixtures and you go to the earliest days, you'll see how Mexico on the ascendancy, and then maybe somewhere around here you have hydration. See, the thing is, it's hard to kind of tell when the hydration break was, right? Oh yeah, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it without knowing what the hydration break was. Okay, well let's just look at the day. We know the hydration break. Actually, we don't. We don't know shit. Panama, England. So like this one, it did. I don't. See, yeah, it's just tough to tell, right? Because like here, this might be around the time they had a hydration break, but England also scored 2 goals, right? So if anything, you're like, England's dominated, and hypothetically, if there was a hydration break and that's what led to Panama's increase in momentum. Wait, why have I been on 80%? All right, anyways, you're like, that's why. Then you're also like, it could also be because England scored and then they kind of like, settled into a shell for a little bit. It could also be because substitutions happen here, right? But yeah, again, I don't know if it's still the truth, but what happened was after about day 4, when I last looked at it, it kind of had leveled itself out. It wasn't as like definitive, like, oh, it's definitely flipping momentum and it's kind of affecting results. But I think, man, I went on longer the spiel than I meant to. But I think the other thing is, and Virgil van Dijk said this, but obviously we understand why it was all implemented. One, because of like COVID and stuff, and like the limitations of COVID, and then also with COVID and all that, we added the 5 subs instead of 3. And then the other big reason of the hydration break was obviously having a World Cup in freaking Qatar, right? And how hot it was. Even though they held the tournament in the winter, right? So we all understand that from a player's perspective. Now, America's hot as hell too. It's humid as hell. It's sticky. The hydration break is warranted here in the States as well. But I think Virgil said it best. It's like, it almost feels like it should be a game-to-game basis, because what we're having is there's a lot of these matches that aren't in sticky, hot, humid conditions. They're being played in nighttime. They're being played in like 70 degrees, like almost like some of these perfect conditions. And because we have a standardized required hydration break, they're still doing it, even though many would be like, okay, in this particular match, I don't think either team. Now, of course, you also have to take into account like countries. Like, I don't mean to overgeneralize, because an Iranian footballer isn't necessarily playing in Iran, right? But like, let's say if Mexico is playing Iran in a hot atmosphere, could you argue that their players are more acclimated to being able to play, and maybe even though the conditions warrant a hydration break, do the players need it, right? Like if most of the Mexican and Iranian teams are playing in their own domestic league, they're playing in climates relative. It's obviously if it's being held, if it's in Guadalajara, the Mexican. But you get what I'm saying. Like so, one, I feel like it almost should be adjusted. One, based on that match's conditions, regardless of the teams being that are playing. You maybe should factor in that, and then two, we arguably now again it gets way tricky because if you're talking about England and England's playing in Guadalajara on a hot fucking summer day, or Norway, right? You might one be like, well, English and the Norwegians aren't used to climates like that, so they need a hydration break. Now, England's not a great example because most of the English national team play in England, but like in some instances, a lot of Norwegians might not play in Norway, or a lot of again, some are not great examples. Like most Spanish players are playing in Spain, most England players are playing in England. But you get what I'm saying. Like some countries, you're almost like, do they need a water break in these climates? Anyways, so that's another conversation. Is like if it's a nice, crisp 68-degree Fahrenheit day in and in Atlanta, Georgia, where you have a roof over, you're playing indoors in an air-conditioned venue in a mildish night in terms of temperature, and it's Ivory Coast and Uzbekistan. Do they need hydration? I don't know. It's a tough. They're gonna have to, like with all rules and stuff, they're gonna have to keep iterating on it. But those are some of the conversations definitely that they're having right now. Probably is like, do we just standardize it? And then here's the other thing: if you say okay, match to match, we're gonna decide hydration break or not. Who makes that call? Is it the match official on the day? If so, when does he do it? Does he do it an hour before the matchup when lineups need to be in? Does he do it at kickoff? Does he do it at the 25th minute to him, right? And this goes back to one of my first point. My first point was about I didn't like the double stoppage. Like if an organic stoppage happens, then we get ball rolling, play happening, and then we do the hydration break. Like when are they deciding when we're doing the hydration break? Is it when the referee really, you know what I mean? Like, is it just when he gets tired? So yeah, I think there's a lot of conversation to be had about who decides. Should we do it from a game to game basis? The next World Cup, the next men's World Cup is going to be where? The women's is in Brazil next year. The next men's is in. Is it Saudi or? It's going to be hosted in Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Okay. Oh, that's cool. It's the 100th anniversary of the World Cup. First one being held in 1930. So centenary match host. Wait, does that mean some matches are going to be played in South America? I do like these three because geographically, obviously, people know that Portugal and Spain are next door to each other, but Morocco's literally right across the Strait of Gibraltar, right there. So, in terms of like travel and jet lag and all of that, that won't be a factor. In fact, I'd imagine like a team that played. So, like Spain, I think has played in Atlanta at this World Cup and in Miami and maybe Dallas, but like teams are going to travel so much less in this tournament than they have to in America's. What does that mean? Are there really going to be okay? In honor of the 100th anniversary of the first World Cup, a special match and celebration is scheduled to be held at Estadio Centenario in Montevideo, Uruguay, host of the 1930 final, as well as one match each in Estadio Monumental in Buenos Aires and Estadio Osvaldo Dominguez in Paraguay. This will be the first World Cup, first in Europe, be the first held in Morocco. So, but like, just I mean, hopefully it's just one match, and then the teams can then fly over to Spain and stuff, and then get settled for the rest of the tournament. Ooh, look! Oh my God, that's gonna be sick. If there's a venue, if one of the matches are gonna be played in Las Palmas, that's sick. Okay, so Barcelona, boom, boom. Valencia should be one. Seville. There's actually more. I'm surprised there's only 2 in Portugal, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Morocco. Love that there's gonna be one in Casablanca. I have the Casablanca movie poster right there. Like, look how, I mean, look at that. COVID NFL games were different, not gonna lie. Hearing all those players screaming, dudes, it was so dope, wasn't it? I mean, it was like we got a chance to get the all of the best about, you know, if you ever watch those mic'd up videos and like the bad lip reading videos, it's like that, but like actually real. Those are so dope. It kind of makes me want to look at some of those. Hold on. So COVID era NFL games audio.
On the right sideline, that is caught at the 2, touchdown.
I can't imagine how hard this is. Okay, so one thing I talk about here on stream as a streamer doing these watch-alongs is, and now there are televisions that are coming out, have come out that do this. Just, anyways. But for years, I've wanted the ability to basically, like, let's say I want audio. I want to hear the crowd. I want to hear the stadium. I want to hear the players. And when they get near the, like, the corner flag and the sounds are picked up on the mics, right? I want to hear all that, but I do not want to hear the commentators. So, like, I along with millions of sports fans for decades, have all said, it would be really cool if we can have audio and just not hear the commentators and just hear the actual sounds of the game. And again, I think it was like 8 months ago, I showed for Newsday a television. I think it's a Samsung that will let you do that. You can even do the opposite too. If you only want commentators, but you do not want to hear the crowd and things like that, you can have it go one way or the other. I bring that up because often I say when doing these watch-alongs that I want crowd noise. I want to be able to hear the stadium. If it's rocking, I want, you know, it helps commentate. It helps feel the flow, the verve of the match. But I don't want to hear commentators. One, because they get in my own head sometimes. Like, I don't want, you know, anyways. This has to, that's all doing virtually. Watch along on stream. I can only imagine how hard it is having spent your whole life doing play-by-play commentary with crowds to kind of help you feel the pulse of the game, and then having to do it in person with no crowd.
It's week 1 of the NFL.
Wait, I like how Marquez Valdez Scantlin, the receiver, was captioned to Northwest Delta Stanley.
Season, and I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I get to call. He didn't know. Rodgers gets outside.
Touchdown.
See, that's another dynamic. Is not only does he not have the crowd to help let him feel the pulse of the game, he's having to, because everything's so quiet, he's hearing presumably Kevin Harlan's commentating on the national coverage. So like this guy is covering it for ESPN radio. And then elsewhere in a different booth would be Kevin Harlan calling it for like CBS or Fox for the national coverage. And like having to hear that and like try to drown that out to keep your own thoughts.
You're you're still kind of wired after a game. It's kind of similar to after playing a game, you just feel kind of wired.
If you're still there, Toxic, if you can find one of those videos that we're specifically talking about, where like we can like really hear them mic'd up, and all of like the sounds, and you can link it to me, that'd be great. If not, no worries. Players communications. Yeah, it's all of it is just like, maybe it's just not COVID. Maybe just go 2021 or 2020 NFL games players communication. Oh, this might do it.
Hey, accept the challenge today. Every single play, accept the challenge. Hell yeah. Fire around to the football, play fast. Oh, play fast. Let's go out there.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes' voice cracks so bad, but it was in fairness to him, dude, he does really well to like play it off. He goes, oh, and then it actually made it even a better moment because one of his teammates started cracking up too.
Accept the challenge. Hell yeah. Fire around to the football, play fast. Oh, play fast. Let's go out
Play fast.
play, accept the challenge. Hell yeah. Fire around to the football, play fast. Oh, play fast. Let's go out there and make some plays.
I like us. I like us a lot. Play for each other. Love you guys. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Josh Allen's Pookie.
I love you, bro. I love every single one of you. We got along it. Let's go. Hey, big fella. Hey, man. Nice to meet you, man. You too, man. A lot of respect for you, bro. Don't even. It makes me old, man. That makes me old. Don't do it, all right? These guys come up, they respect you, been watching for a long time. You're like, yeah, you know, take it easy on me out there. I'm old. But really, they want to sack you because they say they can. We're going to destroy everybody. Ah! Ah! Ah!
I got too hyped, man. I almost went down. Right now, right there. Yeah.
Okay, I want to actually do the games. All of what we're hearing right now is no different from COVID era versus not COVID era. This is all just same. I need games.
Help is on. God bless. You shouldn't have. Let's take it down the field. Now let's use up some clock and go score, okay? Just make the play. We're just in the backyard, man. It's like when we little.
We get a forced fumble right here. Kick the field goal, 3 points, go inside. Sound like a deal?
I don't know if I like that one.
What's your version?
You guys missed like 3 tackles and we scored a touchdown.
Dude, this is great. I never seen this. As much as I don't like him, because he hit my quarterback in the head with a fucking football helmet and probably should have gotten charged for aggravated assault. And he's just, wrecked my team's success several times. But in a lot of ways, there's other elements that I really like Myles Garrett. This is hilarious.
It's like when we little.
We get a forced fumble right here. Kick the field goal, 3 points, go inside. Sound like a deal?
I don't know if I like that one.
What's your version
What's
of
your
it?
version?
Y'all missed 4 tackles?
Like 3 tackles and we scored a touchdown.
Damn, I don't know if I like that one.
This is for the game.
You can't deny the drama. Oh my goodness!
Oh, Hayden Hurst, Gamecock.
Rodgers throws left side.
Oh, what a catch. What a brave fucking catch by Devontae Adams, that.
My goodness! Oh my
Oh, my God.
goodness!
I mean, dude. It's also like the fact, there's a lot of people who I say this all the time. A lot of the rules, player safety rules that have been implemented in the last 10 to 20 years that people like to meme and talk about how soft everything is and yada yada. Some of them, quite frankly, had to be implemented. It had to be implemented. And in fact, the fact that they weren't implemented half a century earlier blows my mind. The fact that we were cool with people basically willingly throwing their upper bodies into car crash levels of shock and we were just cool with it. Now, I'm not saying, like, this might have been the same exact play in any era because the defensive back might have just taken a poor angle, but this is just one of those that just reminds you of, like, and those people saying how, like, soft the game is, there are still monumentally large hits and dangerous moments and hold your breath, like, oh my God, is he okay? Kind of, now that's not a hold your breath, but
Matriculating the ball downfield, baby.
matriculating. Wait, why was his... Oh, it's from the famous game where, because of COVID, Andy Reid would wear the mask and his shit would get fogged up. But at first, I thought that they applied like a blurred sensor over his face, and I was about to be like, what did Andy Reid have on his mouth to need YouTube to blur it? Hospital balls are very much still a thing. And it's why, you know, again, another person I don't like to agree with, but Tom Brady, you know, being a quarterback, you would think he'd be all for all of the new rules. But, and some would say, well, like, of course he's saying it like he's saying it because he's not playing it anymore, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But, you know, he talks about a lot of times it's the offense's fault that the offensive player gets put into a situation. And we all know hospital balls, that's in different sports, so you're spot on saying that. And like a quarterback throwing his receiver into the safety and basically saying, yeah. Or a really good example is rib breakers, right? The ones where like your quarterback throws it high, the ball sells, so your receiver has to go up and get it when they should just be like this. They have to be like this, and now their ribs are exposed like a mofo. But Tom Brady said it really. He's like, a lot of times the offenses put their players in bad positions, whether it's a bad throw by a quarterback, hospital ball, or a bad decision by the quarterback. Like sometimes it's not, the throw can be perfectly accurate and still be a dangerous situation because it's a bad decision. Like that is never the throw that you should make. So yeah. Dude, now this, I mean, we're mid World Cup, but seeing this has got me juiced for this upcoming season again.
That's Dobbs right there, dude. You have to save.
Alrighty. Yo, Toxic, I appreciate you being here and hanging out with me for a while. To all the people who chatted today, Paisley, Toxic, Captured, Blue Jay, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna call it there. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and normally I would just take like a break and come back, but I don't even know, like, Toxic, I think you're the only one in stream right now. So, like, if there was more people here, I would just do a break, throw in a video, and then play some more video games. But I think you're the only one here. I appreciate you being here. Yo, do you play? What do you have a computer, right? Obviously, because you stream. Do you ever want to play games with us? If so, feel free. Like, you know, Meccha Chameleon. You know, the game where you paint. It's like a hide and seek game, and you got to paint yourself. But yeah, I would love to game with you sometime, dog. If you ever feel up to playing some other games. I know you said you've been busy lately, so it doesn't have to be now or even in the next couple weeks. But just yeah, I would love to game with you, dog. Even if it's just friendly 1v1s on Snap. But yeah, I know that lately we've been playing Meccha Chameleon. I've been playing Path of Exile. And then a couple of us have been playing the Lord of the Rings game. It's kind of like Valheim. But yeah, just let me know what games you have sometimes, and I'd love to game with you, big dog. But I'm going to bounce. I appreciate y'all being here. And I will holla. Toxic, you my dog. Have a good rest of your night. And give the cat some love. Wait a minute. Yo, Toxic, are you still there? Did I lose you? Hold on, in fairness. Wait. If you're still there. Yo. Hey, I think I just said cat. I said give the cat some love for me. in fairness, two things. One, I know you have a dog. Two, I said cat. If you look at my computer's background right now, I literally have a large cat in my face. And in fairness, that's why I said cat. I'm almost certain you have a dog. So if you're still there, I apologize for that.